All right, let's talk about something really important. Your cash. Specifically, the cash that's just sitting around not doing much. Today, we're diving into liquid funds, the smart way to make that idle money work for you. Let's get right into it. So, first things first, let's ask a serious question. That money in your savings account, what is it really doing? For most of us, it's just sitting there, earning an interest rate that, let's be honest, can't even keep up with inflation. It's basically losing value. So, is there a better, smarter way to handle your short term cash? You bet there is. And that smarter way brings us to the hero of our story, the liquid fund. This is the simple, powerful solution to that idle cash problem we just talked about. So, what exactly is it? Let's break it down. Okay, in the simplest terms, a liquid fund is just a type of mutual fund. But here's the key difference. It only invests in super safe, really short-term things like government treasury bills. We're talking about instruments that mature in 91 days or less. Its number one goal is to keep your money safe and stable. And let's be crystal clear, this is not the stock market. It's a completely different ballgame. So let's look at the specs, right? What can you expect? Well, returns are generally better than your savings account, usually somewhere in that 3 to 7% range per year. The risk? It's about as low as it gets in the investment world. This makes it perfect for stashing your emergency fund or parking cash you'll need in a few months. And here's the best part. You can get your money out fast, typically within 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so now you know what they are and why they're useful. The next logical question is, great, but how do I actually invest in one? Don't worry, it's not complicated at all. I'm about to lay out a simple, step-by-step game plan for you. The whole process is incredibly simple, really. First, you pick a fund. Second, you decide if you want to put in a lump sum or do a regular SIP. Third, you buy the units. Fourth, you can keep an eye on the NAV, or its price. And finally, when you need the cash, you redeem it. See? It's that easy. Now let's zoom in on that first step, because it's arguably the most important one, choosing the right fund. This is where a little bit of homework really pays off. Here are some of the big names you'll see out there. SBI, HDFC, ICICI Prudential, they all have popular liquid funds. Now, when you're comparing them, there are two key things to look at. First, the credit rating from agencies like CRISIL or ICRA, you want a high one. And second, something called the expense ratio. And trust me, you'll want to check for the latest numbers on that. All right, you get the basics, but we don't want to be basic investors, right? We want to be smart investors. So here's a quick checklist. This is what the pros look at. This is the pro move. Let's run through this 5-point checklist. First, yield. What kind of return is it actually generating? Second, average maturity. The shorter the better, because that means less risk. Third, expense ratio. This one's huge. Lower is always better. Fourth, fund size. You generally want to avoid tiny, obscure funds. And last but not least, AMC reputation. Stick with a trusted, well-known company. I really want to double-click on that expense ratio. This is a critical number. Ideally, you want to find a fund where this is less than 0.5%. It might seem like a tiny number, but over time, it makes a real difference to your returns. Just remember this mantra, lower is better. Okay, enough theory. It's time to see how this all works in the real world with a simple example. Let's look at the proof. So let's imagine you have a 1 lakh rupees. Maybe it's for a down payment or a vacation you're planning in a month. It's just sitting there, and you need to keep it safe. So you put this money into a good, low-cost liquid fund. You let it sit there, and just 1 month later, you've earned an extra 250 rupees. Now, look, is that a life-changing amount of money? Of course not. But that's not the point. The point is, your money was working for you risk-free instead of doing absolutely nothing. It's found money, and that's way better than letting it gather dust in a bank account. All right, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with some final pro tips. Think of this as the ultimate takeaway, the stuff you absolutely need to remember. So here's the bottom line. Use liquid funds for your emergency savings or to park cash for short-term goals. They are not for building wealth over the long haul. That's what stocks are for. Their biggest superpower is high liquidity, easy in, easy out. And with them, you completely sidestep the risks of the stock market. You know, if you ever need to explain what a liquid fund is to someone, just give them this simple formula. It's like your bank savings account, but you add slightly higher returns and the flexibility to get your money out fast. That's it. Simple, right? So now you know the smart way to manage your cash. The only question left is, where is your money going to work from now on? Is it going to stay idle in a savings account, or are you going to put it to work? The choice is all yours.